It's all about rehearsing the reality that you want, which is one of my favorite techniques in order to manifest your dreams into reality. I mean, really like presenting yourself for a play and within your mindscape and rehearsing for what you want. I mean, this technique will be perfect for everyone that loves visualizing, that is a very creative person, but also for the people who love to affirm. I think that this will be very helpful for you guys. But this changed a little bit the way I was manifesting, because sometimes I just get so bored of affirmation or I forget them because I have so many things to do throughout the day. And instead, when I take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of my time and I just like allow myself to rehearse and put the filter on my desired reality, that produces more results than anything else I have ever tried. So if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, this video is for you. But before you get started, I need to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Keen. Keen is a trusted website where you can find counselor and advisors when it comes down to tarot, spirituality, manifestation, and so much more. And as you guys know, I love Keen and I've utilized it for years now. And the reasons why I love Keen is because not only you can find counseling when it comes down to psychics or astrologers and numerologists, but really the thing that I love the most is that you can have a quick call right now. So for example, for the majority of psychics out there, even psychics around your town, I mean, you have to physically go there to the shop or they might be busy. And for example, I also do tarot reading and I'm constantly very busy. And obviously, even though you might like that psychic, you might need answers right now or even counseling right now, and they might not always be available. So what I always loved about Keen is that I can go there on their website right now, no matter the time zone or again, where I am in the world, and I know that I can find the perfect counselor of perfect psychics for me. On top of that, I can also find astrologers, numerologists, angel readers, and specifically people and talented psychics that can answer my specific questions, whether they will be about career, about pets, about anything really, because there are hundreds and hundreds of them, and you can choose them from reviews of previous customers, the presentations that they have, or also by going to their website, creating obviously an account with the link that I provided down below, which I'm going to talk about it in a minute, which is trykeen.com/Naya. And once your account is being created, you can do their survey, which is going to match you with the perfect psychics or counselor for you. So if you want to try Keen today, because maybe you have a question about your SP or your manifestation, you just have to go to the description box down below, or you see it in the screen as well and in the comment section, and try Keen today with my link, which is trykeen.com/Naya. Why I'm saying to utilize my link is very easy, because through my link, you can start your account today and you can start utilizing Keen and have a reading, your first 10-minute readings, and save up to $99. So you're gonna pay $199 instead of $99, and that's a you saving just by clicking on my link and utilizing my link. So again, thank you so much for Keen for sponsoring this video. I always love to sponsor websites that I used and I found the values on them. You can even watch my previous videos where I talk about my experiences with them. I had incredibly accurate readings. And so again, trykeen.com/Naya to have your first 10 minutes for only $1.99. That saves you up to $99. Again, thank you so much, Keen, for sponsoring this video. And now let's be right back for the topic of today. All right, you guys, so what do I mean by rehearsing the reality that you want? We constantly say on this channel, it's all about your states of consciousness. It's all about what you identify with. So if you want to be rich, it's about identifying with the right states of consciousness, to sit on it for a while so it can be manifested and reflected back in your reality. And that's all true and good, and we already made videos about this. However, sometimes I think we don't talk enough about accessing the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And I mean, not necessarily you need feelings to manifest. I've made previous videos about it, but this for a more advanced manifester, which I think you are already if you have been on my channel for a while, but possibly even for a beginner, it's something that we need to discuss a little bit through. So accessing the feeling of the wish fulfilled for the sake of accessing that state of consciousness, and therefore rehearsing that reality in your mind like you are an actor and you need to get to the rehearsal before the show gets started. Why that is important? Because I feel that the majority of people out there, they visualize or do all the techniques because they want to make something happen in their reality. So they get extremely impatient because they want it now, understandably, but they're like, where is it now? Where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. And therefore they don't give power to themselves. They don't understand that the power of imagination, and imagination is more real than the 3D reality for many instances. That is the states of consciousness, that is your consciousness that projects the mirror and not the opposite. So by understanding that it's not about affirming or visualizing to get somewhere or to manifest something, but it's about accessing happiness, because having your dreams, having your manifestation is what is going to produce. It's going to produce happiness according to you. It's going to produce joy, peace, stability, whatever it is. Maybe you want money to feel free. It's going to produce, therefore, the sensation of freedom. So you want all of these things, not because you want the things, but because you want to feel in a certain way. So affirming and visualizing to get somewhere will push it further, or maybe will delay it a little bit because you're still not getting what it is exactly manifestation. You still don't get what it is exactly sitting in a state of consciousness. If you will just rehearse the reality that you want, so for example, you just take those 5 to 10 minutes a day to visualize and daydream about the reality that you want, and you finally allow yourself to say, I know I don't have it right now, I know I don't even know how this thing that I feel is so impossible for me to get will get to me, but I am going to allow myself to imagine that I already have it, either through visualization of affirmation. You're gonna just take your time to do this and really stay within the present moment and rehearsing this every single day. And within that moment, without asking too much question, you just enjoy the act of affirming, the act of visualizing for what it is your desire. What is it that you will produce? You will automatically produce, without putting any effort, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, because you will be so immersed in your rehearsing your reality that a smile will come up in your face. You will experience that reality, desired reality within that present moment. And your mind, especially if you repeat it, and I talked thoroughly about this on my webinar, The Science Behind Manifestation, but also other people talked about it, like Joe Dispenza and many others. Your mind, if you repeat a rehearsal, if you repeat the action of your desire, your visualization, your desired reality over and over and over and over again, especially in drowsy states, at some point, and not, I mean, it doesn't take a long time, it's pretty fast, but because you repeat the same visualization or the same affirmation, and you just stay in the present moment without saying, oh, this will never happen, or how can this come to me, or you waver or doubt, you just stay again. You stay in the present moment, you do it for 5 to 10 minutes because you want to enjoy your desired reality. Therefore, automatically you access the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you will do this and you will repeat it every single day, every day, possibly even the same affirmation or the same visualization, your mind will get confused. Will start to say, hey, I don't understand. Am I really experiencing this? Or have I experienced this in the past? Or this is just like something, you just wouldn't understand that it's not happening in the present moment. Because here's the thing, The subconscious mind, when you are doing a technique, understands that you're doing a technique, because the subconscious mind is registering everything. That is why Neville Goddard used to suggest to do these techniques in drowsy states, because that helps trigger or trick actually the subconscious mind. However, even if you don't do it in drowsy state, even if it is recommended, the subconscious mind initially will know and register that you're closing your eyes and you're daydreaming, will register that you're closing your eyes and saying those affirmations, and therefore that you're utilizing a technique. But if you do the same affirmation or the same visualization over and over and over and over again, and you do it with this mindset of staying in the present moment, enjoying the rehearsal, enjoying the fact that you are rehearsing for your desired role into reality, and I will give you an example. You do the same thing over and over and over and over again, the subconscious mind will forget that is a technique and will start get confused, and actually in between the conscious and subconscious mind will be like, this is happening now, this is happening in my present moment, and you will start believing it more and more and more without even applying any effort. So again, it's all about who you are rehearsing to be on a day-to-day basis. So for example, I want to talk about this on my Patreon. So if you guys are not members of Patreon and you want extra videos from me where I share also my personal experience, head to the link down below and join the community. I am making a video today exactly about what I did and why I think the rehearsing method works. So for my birth, the birth of my daughter, I gave birth just like 4 days ago, and I was terrified for many reasons I talked on Patreon on tearing and in certain outcomes. If you don't know, you don't need to know about postpartum and stuff like that. But anyway, and I wasn't really that focused on visualizing where the birth needed to be or being painless. I didn't care. I was fine with pain or whatever. I was just focused on one thing. I was very, very specific. And I visualized and rehearsed one scene over and over and over again. I wouldn't say for 9 months necessarily, but definitely for 4 to 5 months, I rehearsed every single time I had time or I was thinking about my fears about tearing or that specific thing. I rehearsed that scene over and over again. And I will talk more specifically, because I don't want to bore you to death, but on this video, but I'm going to talk about it more specifically today on Patreon. You're gonna find it, the video over there. But I visualized, I rehearsed the scene that I wanted to see in reality, in what I perceived to be the future. I did it over and over and over again, and every single time it was the same scene. Every single time it was the same scene. I could hear it over and over again. And every single time actually that I did it, a little bit what Neville Goddard suggests, I added things up, like tone of voice of the person that was telling me certain things, how it was going to happen, colors, sensation, feelings, but it was gradual, you know, I just repeated it. I was rehearsing for that scene over and over and over and over again in my mind. I mean, same you could do for affirmation. It's just that I love visualizing. And I kid you not, that scene exactly happened, and the person that was with me told me exactly the same thing that I visualized for 4 months. That is how much is powerful to rehearse the person that you want to be. Now let's give another example. Let's say that you are manifesting an SP and you want SP to tell you, I love you, you're the only one for me. I highly suggest you to take those 5 to 10 minutes a day and rehearse that scene over and over and over and over and over again. Not because you want that to happen now, but because you want to enjoy that experience of SP telling you, I love you, you're the only one for me. You want to enjoy it now. One of the suggestions that I always give to my girlfriends when they are manifesting specific people and they're like, oh, I miss him so much, or yeah, like I want to be with him, why they're not texting me right now? I'm like, why are you complaining? You literally can go home now and you can sit on your sofa in your bed, put some candles on, I don't know, whatever it is that makes you relax, and you can be with them now. It's just in your mind. And what is the difference? Like, your mind doesn't really understand the difference between whether it's happening in reality or what you perceive to be a fairy tale, which is your imagination, which actually is more real than reality itself.
remember, we could possibly live in a simulation. I mean, I made a video about it. Many other YouTubers made videos about it, but you do you watch it if you want. But you know what I mean, right? Like, don't be in the present moment complaining that you don't have something now when you can access it through your imagination and you can rehearse. And then you also know that the more you do that, the more it's gonna come to you. But don't do it because it will come to you faster if you do it more. Do it more because that makes you feel good, because that's a completely different attitude. If you just can put the attitude of, I'm rehearsing my desired reality because that makes me feel good in the present moment, because it's like entering a video game, right? I enter my imagination and I see that I have the SP, I have that experience, the scene that I always wanted. That makes me feel so good. Or I am living in the apartment that I always wanted to live. I can go there now, in my head, in my imagination, and I can do it tomorrow too, and I can do it every time that I want, and I will do it over and over and over again, because doing these acts of imagination makes me feel so good, because that's what it is. When you experience, even in your head, even only in your head, your desired reality, you are going to feel good because you want something to feel better. So feel better now. Stay in the present moment now. Access it now, every single time that you want or that you can. And I'm telling you, the more you will rehearse, and I'm sorry if I don't pronounce this correctly, I'm Italian, so I'm trying my best, but if you rehearse this over and over again and repeat it, man, girl, whoever, is gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you because you're doing it. Your mind won't understand after a while whether it's happening for real in the present moment or not. And you will access the feeling of the wish fulfilled without conjuring any feeling. It will just be a natural product of your visualizations or the repetition of the affirmations. But again, it's the intention, it's the way you do it. So it's not the technique that you choose. It's not whether I'm an affirmation person or I'm visualizing person. It's not the technique that you choose. It's not, because at the end of the day, it's only thoughts. Whether you visualize or affirm, you're only utilizing your thoughts really and the movement of your mind, but it's about your intention. Why are you doing this? You're doing this because you want to push reality and attract something to you. I wouldn't suggest that. Or you're doing this because it feels so good to be there. And that's my reality now, not in the future, not in the distant future, not in the past. That's my reality now. I'm enjoying that experience in my imagination now. If you're doing it with this intention and repeat it quite often throughout the days, it will come to you. It's by law. And you will, again, do everything that we talked about in my past videos. Conjure the feeling of the wish fulfilled, identifying with states. You will do it. It will be already in your brain. Your brain will do it for you without applying really that much effort. It all is about rehearsing the reality that you want and doing it with the right intention and without trying to attract or push for an outcome. Okay? I can make a separate video on stop pushing for reality to come to you, or stop pushing in general, and the concept of yeah, we could say creating less resistance or letting go, even though I don't like either of the terms. If you want to have a more specific video about this, I have plenty of experience with being impatient and trying to push reality, so I would love to talk about it with you guys and share with you. Just let me know in the comment section down below, okay? So that's it for today's video. Thank you again, Keen, for sponsoring this video. Remember to check out my link, trykeen.com/Anea. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon on Patreon as well as on this channel. So remember to subscribe and hit the ring bell button so you always get notified with my newer videos and you don't lose anything. I love you guys and see you very soon.